monumentally, I guess, is probably the word that I would choose. I mean, I think as a couple, I would have considered us happily married, having a good marriage, but you know, I guess in a lot of ways dissatisfying to me as a man, because I think our issue was that my wife has been blessed with a strong will and a good personality in that way, and she likes to voice and express her opinions. And in our marriage, it got to the point where I think for me, there were many times, as you described in your book, I felt like I wasn't getting the respect, that she loved me but didn't always like me. We had situations where I think I was kind of the classic man that I would withdraw. You know, we'd have an argument, and rather than kind of continue it, I would stop, shut down, and I found it interesting. You know, we had started this class, and I didn't think that I would get a lot out of it. I thought Shelly wanted to bring me to yet another touchy-feely marriage class. We had a pretty good marriage. You know, did I really have the time? I was at work, busy, and you know, actually from the moment we kind of got into the first 10 minutes or so here, the word respect came up, and it clicked for me. It was that's exactly what I was missing in our marriage. That word resonated with me. It was so simple, it was so direct, and as we went through the class, the issue became very clear to me. It was, you know, it's plain and simple. It's in the Bible. It's a direct way that God was speaking to us through you.
I'm very stubborn, and when I get a point, or when I have something in my mind, I would say, this has got to happen. I know I'm right. This is it. And no matter what he says, I always make it a point that I win. So I would say 90% of the time, I'm the winner in the family. And in fact, when we have family visiting us, my family joke around and say, who wears the pants in this household? And is it you? Especially my brother. My brother is such a Christian man. And it's like, you shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that? And I said, well, because I know I'm right. And he said, well, don't you think you should be respecting your husband? And I said, no. Again, my stubbornness is the one that always shows up. And I'll say, no, because I know I am right. But then after taking this class, I realized now that, you know, each one of us has a role. And I think as a wife, I should really have my husband be the protector and the provider in the family. Because before, I think I've taken that for granted. In fact, I think 3 weeks to the class, I just look at my husband and it's like, honey, I am so sorry. You know, I have never thanked you. You know, you've been providing for us, and you've let me stop working when we had our son. I just was never appreciative of that. And
Thank you.
and I really, really admire him for doing that, because I think that I always thought that it was his responsibility to go to work. It didn't even dawn on me that me just staying at home, being able to take care of our son and having him go to work, that is a big deal. I have never, ever told him how much I appreciate him. That prior to this class, I always think that I'm right. It should be my way, not his way. And I've always been, that was just a light bulb that came to me. And I think God opened up my eyes and said, Shelly, you know, you need to understand this. This is how it should be. And not because I'm submitting now or yielding to him that he's making me a doormat. No, that's not the case at all. In fact, we have a much better communication now. Whenever there's something that we need to decide, Dad would ask me and say, what do you think about this, honey? You know, and not all the time that we agree on something, but then I trust him, because I trust God that what he's telling us to do is what's good for the family. And I do, I really do.
I think the other one of the aha moments for me is that, you know, we were talking about our son. We used to have this conversation occasionally where my wife would say, you know, how come you treat our son this way, so loving, so tender, and you don't always treat me like that? Why are you like that with our son? And right in the middle of this class, I said, you know what? I think what it is he shows me unconditional respect. As a child to his father, I know he respects me. I definitely know he loves me. But the behavior comes from the role that I have with him as a father and as a parent. And I wasn't feeling that as a husband, and now I do. You know, Shelly's. You know, it's instant. The moment you start getting treated with respect, you start feeling and showing your love. It's there. It's a reality. And I think, she laughed. I mean, after 3 or 4 weeks of this, when we had started playing by saying, I respect you, and giggling and things like that, and it just became ingrained in who we are. And then one day I show up with flowers. It's like, well, you haven't bought me flowers for a long time.
That was a really good surprise.
But it's just changed our life.
But now, really, our marriage is so much better. Every married couple should have this.